Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Thanks for checking it out. Today I am doing another tutorial on the infamous Tama Club Jam. This is my second video that I've done on this kit. I love it a lot. I picked up this other kit for the theater job that I work at here in Myrtle Beach. But I did have a lot of feedback from my last demo that I did on the blue kit as far as tuning and what I use as far as heads and why I use those heads and how I tune them and all that other good stuff. But first we had to lay everything out and change all the heads. So away we go with that. Thanks for watching. So for the 10-inch toms, well, for the toms period, I've chosen the EC Resonant Clear for the bottom and the hydraulic blues for the top. So being that this kit is so little and I want a big punchy sound, I feel like I'm gonna get a warmer tone out of my toms if I use these thicker heads on them. The regular heads that come stock, there's nothing wrong with them, they're just thin. And for the kind of sound that I'm looking for out of this kit, I like them to be kind of meaty and warm. So that's why I put these thicker heads on. So I have these for the 10-inch. You can grab those. For the 14-inch, I got the same thing. So we have the EC Resonant on the bottom, and I have the hydraulic blue for the batter. You can take those. For the batter side of the kick drum, we're using the 18-inch EMAD Heavyweight. So this is the thickest out of the EMADs. It's a 2-ply. I think it's 210 mil ply. And I get a super fat kick tone out of it. I love it. So that's what we're putting on this. So there's that. And then on the front, I have a custom head that's going to have a logo on it because I'm actually using this for the theater that I play at for a pre-show that we do. But this is an Evans. It's an EQ3. So it is going to have a port on the front of it. But it is just a 1-ply, but it's a thicker 1-ply head. So that's what I'm using on the front. So, Landon?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get to changing.
All right.
Let's go.
Okay.
We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers. We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers. Yeah. We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers. Yeah. We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers.
Get lost in this world sometimes. Find the way when you reach inside. Up a mountain, we take the climb. From the peaks, we can fly. Get lost in my words sometimes. Up all night, and I don't know why. Sounds around, take a hold. Break the mold, break the mold.
We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers.
Yeah.
We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers. Yeah. We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers. Yeah. We gon' bring the rave to the reggae ravers. We the reggae ravers.
So if you miss a river, your love skanking. You listen reggae music.
Based on the pitch of the tom that you want, you're always going to tune your bottom head a little bit higher in pitch than you would the top head, just so any crazy overtones, it doesn't give off as bad as if it was the same exact pitch, which I've done before, or even lower. If it's lower, you're definitely going to have a ton of crazy overtones, and it's really kind of bad sounding. But so what I did for the high tom is I usually just get a good pitch where I think the drum is actually designed to be pitched to, and you can kind of tell that because you'll get like a real solid, warm, almost singing tone that the drum is supposed to be pitched to. That's how I've always done it. And once I get that to that point, the bottom head, I will kind of raise it up in pitch. Now, putting the lugs on, what I usually do is I will get them finger tight, and then once they're finger tight, I will probably take about 2 cranks per each side alternating. I like go alternating in a pattern. And Evans, the 360 design is that you can go around the whole head any way you want to. It's really not going to affect it, but I still do it that way just because that's how I've always learned it. So I'll start with the 1, I'll go across, then I'll skip diagonal or something based on how many lugs there are, or I'll just go right next to it, and then I'll jump across, then I jump side by side, then I go across again. So that way everything's kind of even. So I'll do like 2 cranks that way. That way it just kind of gets the tension of the head pulling where the glue is. Then I'll kind of push with the palm of my hand in the center of the head a little bit just to kind of help the glue stretch. Then I'll go about 2 more cranks depending on what kind of drum it is. Now if it's like a bass drum or a floor tom, I usually give those about 3 so that way I know that it's on. And now being that it's a floor tom, if it's pitched to me like really high, like whoa, that's really high, then that's where I start backing it off. I'll do like a back turn crank on each screw until I get it to where I'm about, comfortable. Now this guy right here, we had a little problem with, didn't we? Yeah. With the overtone. I was convinced that I wasn't going to have to use any tuning treatments on it because the top one, I definitely don't have any tuning treatments. It's wide open. Same with the kick drum, aside from the EMAD, foam ring, which I guess is tuning treatment. So this, I was like trying to shoot for no treatment at all, but being that I had the crazy overtone, it was still going on. I got the bottom and the top where I want it, but I'm still having that really, to my ear, that uncomfortable ringing. So Landon was right, and we ended up putting a Gibraltar Gibraltar. It's almost kind of like a drum tack or a drum dot, but it's the real dense kind of foam sticky adhesive that they came out with. It's very similar to a drum tack, but it's Gibraltar's version. So I ended up putting one of those on the bottom, and I got everything sounding good. So what we're gonna do now is play through it a little bit. I'm gonna let Landon play some. I'm gonna play some, and let you guys take a listen to what we've come up with.